Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Whatever. This one's not very new, just regular new. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brad.
We are bringing you episode 3 of Survivor Brains Brawn Beauty number 2. Yeah.
Two. Boom.
Boom.
The sequel.
Yeah.
Never as good as the first one.
No, I don't think it will be.
No.
Tony was awesome. There's a lot of good stuff. You got Wu in there. It was a good
Yeah,
season.
that's the second point of why that's a good season is Wu.
Who else was there? He was just the first person.
Spencer, Cass,
Oh, Spencer Bledsoe. Yeah.
Tasha. Yeah.
Bledsoe? One of
Bledsoe.
those.
Yeah.
Bledsoe.
Let's talk about this season.
The
Yeah.
current one.
Yep.
The reason why you've tuned in. Liz went home.
It's
That
true.
was exciting.
It was
Um, let's
exciting.
start there. Let's start at tribal
Okay.
because there were two options there. They split the vote, which was obviously the right choice. Um,
Yeah.
do you think Debbie would have come up with that on her own? Like, she, I believe it was mentioned that Pete and Liz were thinking about splitting the vote when they thought they had Debbie and the FBI guy on
Joe.
their side,
Right.
Joe on their side. They were thinking about splitting the vote, right?
Right.
They
Yeah,
mentioned it to her,
they did.
and so I'm kind of wondering, like, did she decide to split the vote because they were going to do that, or do you think that she just was like, yeah, that's a good idea, I'm going to do that on my own? Do you think she would have thought of that? I don't know.
That's a good question. She
This is the one
does
that's wild.
strike. She strikes me as a fan of the show because she is. She. I mean, she said in her bio that she's like coach. So I mean, she has some past knowledge of the show. If someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, we should split the vote for voting for these two other people," that would tell me that okay, they don't have the idol because they're afraid of having to split the vote. So I don't know if she did that because they brought it up, or if she just did that because that's what
I
she
mean, they
thought
could
she
just be
should do.
covering their asses to make it seem like they don't have it,
Maybe.
because you gotta be able to spread that kind of
Yeah,
misinformation if you do have the idol.
I guess. Uh,
Um, yeah,
yeah. Um. All right. So Liz goes home.
yeah.
Was that the right decision instead of Peter?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. I feel like there is a right answer there, and I feel like they did make the right decision because at this point you do want to keep the tribe strong. You want to
Yes.
keep winning,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're gonna have a better shot of that with Pete. And I think it also shows. I mean, maybe this is open for interpretation because we do both agree that Pete should have stayed, but it kind of shows that Debbie is in more control on that alliance because she was always gunning for Pete,
Right.
and Aubrey was kind of like, "Oh, I hate Pete. We should get rid of Pete." And she must have put her foot down and said, "No, we're getting rid of Liz."
Right. Yeah. Debbie had a really good episode. It kind of
Yeah,
came out of nowhere.
shockingly good.
Yeah. Almost as out of nowhere as how horrible Peter was.
Yeah,
When last week we're like, he's
that
doing
was
a
shocking.
really good job of kind of controlling Debbie. And then this week's
Now,
like, oh my
like,
god, he's horrible. I want him out. He's so dumb. Saying things like, we're like bosses right now. I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, oh,
Peter, no. Oh, come on, Obama. Like, god damn it.
thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Um, all right, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is this boot worse for worse just in terms of how like actually horrible the gameplay was that led up to it than last week?
Hmm. I feel like in hindsight, like as we said, like some of the things that he uttered during the edit, it looks worse, but I don't think the gameplay is really worse. Like he was trying and he was trying to evaluate, I feel like we can get Debbie and Joe on our side to, you know, vote the way we want and just move forward nicely more easily than Neil and Aubrey. And that's kind of just what they thought,
Right.
and they said some dumb shit and
A
it ended
lot of
up
dumb
backfiring
shit.
on them. Whereas with Jennifer, she during tribal just said the dumbest thing possible. I think that's worse.
Okay.
So that's kind of the way I'm seeing it.
I was now I'm kind of torn. Originally, I saw it the other way, where all Jenny did was say one thing at tribal, and she didn't actually plan on going against them. Whereas I mean, but I don't know, man. Like it was so bad. I think if Peter went home, it would have been worse. But because he's still in the game, and he still has a shot because he's still in the game,
Yeah,
in
they
my eyes,
could
it's
win a
worse.
lot of immunity and just be safe to the merge,
Yeah. So
maybe.
I will agree with you that Jennifer's was worse only because Peter's still in the game. And it's unfortunate for Liz because I really feel like it's mostly Peter's fault. She was
Oh,
totally involved and saying stupid things,
hmm,
but mostly Obama's fault.
yep. Wow.
Thanks, Obama. All
Mhm.
right. Let's talk a bit more about Debbie because she had a really good episode.
She did. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I mean, it was still painful to watch her. Like, I find it really cringe-inducing just watching her speak in
Yeah.
the confessionals.
Yeah.
Just the way she talks.
It's very coach.
Yeah, it's very coach, not just coach. It's also very shepherd, because it's very sort of not military, but more just like I mean, I guess military or kind of
She has this
rigid
air of
structure.
arrogance about her.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of batshit crazy stuff like Coach, but also with the arrogance of Shepard. It's
yeah,
it's pretty brutal.
yeah,
Yeah. But it was good. She recognized correctly what was going on. She
yeah.
made it happen.
And
Uh
she's also at the same time pretty much like it's not clear to other people that she's running things, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she's kind of just talking very quietly to Aubrey and Neil,
yeah.
and
And
I don't think,
she
yeah,
said in the episode she wants to be flying under the radar. She like no one's
yeah,
taking her seriously. They don't really see her as a threat. And they probably should, especially after she
they
pulls this
definitely
off,
should.
but no one's gonna really notice that. It's like, oh yeah, it was all Debbie. Um, Neil also, I think, had a pretty good episode. He had a much smaller role than Debbie did. We didn't really see much of him, but from what I saw, I was still very impressed with Neil.
Yeah,
Don't hate the uh the pick to win still.
yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Still going. Um,
I didn't shave him out of the game.
no, you didn't. You tried.
There's a real concern. I thought that was it for him. I thought at the beginning of the episode, I thought that they were just gonna like pick him off, and that was that. Nice and easy.
That would have been great. Like just 5 minutes into the episode, he just trips on a rock, just breaks his arm, and he's out of the game. He's just like, it was all my fault.
No.
Trying to like glue hair back on your face because you shaved it all
Tweet
off.
at him. I'm
Nail
so sorry.
on. Oh man, you'll notice I still have not shaved. I'm going for glory.
Oh yeah.
Me and
Go beard.
Jason
Go
Fett.
real.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the Brawn tribe because I think that was more interesting than the Beauty tribe
Was
this
it?
episode.
I mean, they had a surprising amount of content considering that they didn't go to tribal this
They
week.
did not go to tribal
So,
this week. They won
some,
a challenge. Well, they didn't lose a challenge.
yeah,
That's what they
that's
did,
the real way of
right?
putting it.
Like they
Yeah.
didn't win a challenge. They didn't lose a challenge. Um, they had a crazy kind of scramble for the idol in which Alicia kind of just stumbles upon the clue.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. You just kind of, oh hey, it's a thing, and now it's in my hand, and
Yeah,
it's the idol clue.
it's like tree stumps don't grow parchment. It's like she just walked by. It's like, oh yeah, no, like, yeah, all right, this is this. And then she and Sydney, who good episode for Sydney, who seems to be in the good graces of everybody on that
Yep.
tribe. Um, she she gets Alicia to walk away after Jason spots them, and then she's digging for the idol at the box. I thought that was good if the idol was actually not in a locked box,
Yeah.
but just chaos ensuing after
I mean,
that.
she did the right thing by going to them and saying,
Yes,
oh, it was an idol clue, because she
yes,
could have tried to cover it up, which would have been really dumb because he saw her and she knows he
yes,
saw him,
yeah,
her. So yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Good job on her part. I do have questions about how everyone else handled that. When Jason runs away with the clue and they read what the clue says, should they have just waited a while before going back to try and get the idol?
Just give it like a day, just cool off.
Yeah, just
So that,
because
yeah,
the girls are out there looking for them, right? And
and they have no idea.
yeah, and they find them obviously when they're building their tool to get the thing out of the container in the sky. Um,
That's a good point because that's the thing that really pissed me off about the way this idol situation was handled this season is that everyone was there for the whole process, and it kind of just kills it for this whole tribe.
yeah.
It's gonna get either flushed immediately, or I don't even know like what's gonna happen if they don't flush it. They're all dumb.
Well, I don't see Jason and Scott are working together, and I think Sydney's with them. So they're not gonna flush it out of Jason's hands
Why not? They
because
should.
it's their idol. If he's
Is it
playing it
though?
right,
It's
well, no,
his
of
idol.
course it's his idol. But if he's playing it right, it's their idol. The
Yeah.
only problem comes if there's a swap and Alicia's just like, yeah, Jason has it, and then it's over. Then it's flushed. Um, but I agree with you. I kind of hated that, and I really feel like they should have just waited a while. It shouldn't be up in a goddamn tree anyway. It's so stupid.
I wanted fucking what's his name to just like take a running slam dunk jump and just pull it out of the fucking tree.
Just like reach up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, no, I got it. Just rip the tree in half. Why don't they just chop the tree down?
That's,
How thick is the tree?
I don't remember. I didn't really look that
I
thick.
didn't either.
With a machete and like 15 minutes, you could probably take that thing down.
Yeah. And then you just hear a cracking tree falling in the distance, and then the girls will be like, "Oh, they're doing something." But whatever. That'd be
Yeah.
way easier than that. Wouldn't be easier than what they did.
No,
They just
it's
built it
easy.
to. So
Why
I
could no one keep track of the fucking tool?
That's
Everybody lost it.
crazy. Yeah, they couldn't find the tool. Ty, who also gets an idol in this episode, good job for Ty. He
Yeah.
also loses the tool. What are you doing? He's like, I like misplaced it. How do you you put it in a put it next to the box or something. Put it Oh man. That's bad.
Bad.
But he got it.
But yeah, he did. Like that's the dream right there. When you get caught, you have to have it. Because when they eventually go to tribal, it's gonna be like, oh well, Ty fucking has it,
Yeah.
so you better have it.
Yeah. And
Because that's a flush, right? That's a definite flush. Do you think once they go to tribal, if they do
well
it before a shuffle?
what we saw in this episode was the girls pulling in Caleb to target Nick, right? So we might see them just go after Nick, and Ty might just get off scot free with this idol and hopefully getting into a swap. I think if Ty
That's
gets to a swap, he's going far.
oh yeah,
Because who's gonna hate Ty, and who's gonna think he's a threat?
no one.
Yeah. So, um, I think if he can just survive probably one more week, right? You think they're
I think
swapping
so.
after 4?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Do they swap next, like immediately, or do you think they're gonna swap after the next vote?
Hmm.
Right now they've lost 3 people. They could still switch it up into 3 tribes, or do they get rid of another one and then do 2 tribes?
I would hope they go back to shuffle into three, because then less room to hide, and it's just more fun that way. But
Be
I could,
small
I
tribes
wouldn't be
though.
surprised. Yeah,
Well, it'll be 5 tribes of 5. Yeah, I would expect them to go to 2, which
probably.
probably means they have to get rid of one more person.
Hmm.
Which we may lose to a medevac,
Do
according
you
to the
think
preview.
if there's a medevac, they would still vote someone out? In the past, when they medevac, it's usually everybody gets a night off, or is that more older
I
seasons?
think, well, that it depends on, I believe, when the medevac is
Hmm.
in the actual schedule. I think, like, if this will be a challenge by the looks of it, according to the
Hmm.
preview. Someone
Yeah.
is dying during a challenge.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty.
yes. Also, looked like a dude's arm. It was a white dude's arm.
Probably Caleb,
You
based
think
on
so?
how much Ty was affected by it.
That's true. Ty was really
Although Ty
broken up.
cried for a chicken, so
He did cry for a chicken. But I mean, I think it's either Neil, because it looked like a white dude's arm, and a young white dude's arm, right? So it's not Joe or Peter. So I'm thinking it's either Neil, Caleb or Nick. And it's like there's not tattoos, and it's not like the size of a tree trunk, so it's not Scott. So those are my three. So it could be Caleb.
Yeah. I
Um,
feel like Caleb or Nick make the most sense because of Ty's reaction. But again, he cried for a chicken, so like how
he did
much does
cry
that
for a
really
chicken.
say?
Yeah. Um, what the hell was I
Did we
talking
see
about?
them cook it? Like we didn't see them eat it.
No, we saw Ty
Usually
go put some feathers in some water
it was
elsewhere. Yeah. The hell was I talking about?
medevac. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The lid, like, I think because it's a challenge,
Oh yeah.
and there'll be a medevac during the challenge, assuming there is. It's not just like, okay, we saved their life, go back into the game. Like, we're assuming they're being pulled. Because it'll be on day 12, and like right before tribal, because it's the challenge. I think that'll just be no tribal, and then next episode they'll swap.
Mm,
I think.
I could see that.
Yes. Unless it happens early in the episode and they're doing kind of like a double boot type episode, and um, they lose someone in the medevac, swap, and then boot. I think that could make for a good episode.
That would be an awesome episode. I want
Yeah,
that.
yeah. This is an episode
That's
Jeff.
act.
Yeah, Jeff hyped up. I say hyped up in quotes because he's like, get ready for episode 4 because someone almost fucking dies. In slightly different
Moment
words.
you've all been waiting for since we announced the season at
Yeah.
the end of last
Yes,
season.
you guys all hate Nick. Well, he's about to fucking die. I'm fairly confident no one dies. But
Yeah. What would
um,
happen? Like, would you air the season if somebody died?
I've thought about this. I feel like they would have to shut the season down.
Yeah.
I think so.
It would just be a scrub. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. And then what do you do? Is the show just over? Or do you have like there's insurance, there's like a lot of money would be lost. Like I feel like that could just kill the show.
I think it could. I think I'd like to think that they could do another one, but they'd
Bounce
have
back,
to,
just have put a lot of money into safety and really
yeah, like
proving that everything is
ease up,
ease up
ease up on
how
trying to
difficult
kill
like
people.
give them more food, give them better shelter, give
Yeah.
them safer challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, like recognize where the actual dangers. Like maybe don't blindfold them, and then like put things above them that can then fall and give them brain damage.
Yeah.
Things like that, or just like make them move heavy things while blindfolded, which I think is ridiculous.
Real simple stuff.
I'm just thinking about this though. If they're at like final 5 and somebody dies, like deep in the season, they're right at the finale. Do they still shut the season down?
Yeah, you have to. You can't kill someone on live television. Not on, you can't kill someone in reality television. Like there's no way.
Oh, I mean,
Right?
this is
There's
that's.
no
There's
way.
part of me that's thinking like, I don't know, man. Like
Like if
that
you're
deep?
CBS and you fucking kill someone for reality television, like
They sign a thing that
uh,
says, "Hey, man, if I die, it's oops."
really?
Like
It
the
says that?
cast, well, the cast, yeah, it says exactly that word for word. No,
Wow.
it says like if I die,
You get nothing?
my bad.
Like your family doesn't get a
I
big
don't. Well, I'm
payout?
sure there's some kind of like life insurance, but maybe not.
Hopes.
I don't know.
Because I don't think my regular fucking life insurance covers me going to Indonesia and getting brain damage, right?
Probably not. Mine does. You should get a different
Oh, okay.
plan, I think.
Manulife is not covering my needs.
Yeah. uh, I don't know. I know they have to sign some kind of waiver when they go play the game. I don't know what because it's never happened before,
Yeah,
obviously. Um,
that we know
that
of.
we know of. Yeah, there's been a lot of seasons where we had 19 castaways, but someone just so we
Well,
just cut
somebody
every scene
tripped
out.
on the walk down after their torch got snuffed and they fucking died. What's his name who didn't show up at last year's reunion?
Vetus, he's
Really
gone.
dead.
He's dead. Yeah, he never made it out of Cambodia. That's not true.
No, it's
He's
not.
he's
He's
fine.
okay.
He's doing yoga. He's okay. What was I going to say? I don't know. Nothing constructive at this point. It's all
It's
bullshit.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the real reason that
Yep.
we do the
This is it. Do it for the kids.
show.
All right, let's bring it back to the episode a little bit. The last thing that I did have that I wanted to talk about was the horrible reward for
Yeah,
that
it's pretty shit.
challenge. Like, you either get some pillows and blankets, which
Like a sweet ass fort.
like a sweet ass fort and a huge pillow fight with your best friend
Yeah,
on your community college campus.
they get wicked cold, bros. Yeah,
Community reference
everybody
for
got it. It's fine.
everybody.
Full
Okay,
viewership.
that's
They
good. It's a
understood.
great episode. Season 3, episode 14. Go watch it. I think it's
Nailed
14.
it.
Might be 15. Whatever. Go watch Community. Anyway, so they have to get some pillows and blankets, which the first time it rains, they're gone. It's soaking wet. They'll never dry out.
Really? I don't know.
That's what I hear.
Hmm.
Again, I haven't played the game. I would like to. Probst, hit me up. Let's go.
Get a
Talk.
Canadian up there. Yeah,
Come on.
I believe.
Yeah. I'll win the game. I'm the best player to never play. Um and uh and the other option that the winning tribe can choose between, but other than soggy blankets and pillows, is their luxury items from home, but Jeff called them like emotional items. There's like reminding you why you're out here. It's day 9. Do you not remember why you're out here? Do you need that right now?
I feel like
So,
it should have been a tarp.
right? It's
This is
either
quite more
comfort
than you
or
get a tarp.
fucking tarp. Like actual comfort.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. I'm surprised
Stupid.
there's been a tarp yet. Tarp?
Yeah. That's
Tarp
what they
usually
normally
comes
do.
before fishing, right?
I think fishing gear is normally first.
Oh,
Yeah. And then tarp versus comfort. And then all the stupid people take the comfort and all the smart people take the tarp. So I don't know. I thought that was really dumb. That's a horrible reward, I think.
yeah. Bad.
All right. That's the last thing I have of note for the episode. Do you have anything else you want to
You
talk about?
mentioned a few times ageism in this episode, and I kind of wanted to hear, you know, where you were seeing it and what you kind of thought the deal was there, like where it's coming from.
Well, initially when we talked about um like the idea that that might actually be happening on the show with Peter and Liz. I don't know if they were the first people to start talking about, it, but they were the ones in this episode.
Neil
Um,
was definitely an instigator there when he was kind of drawing the line. He was saying, you know, there are the young people and there are the old people.
right.
I don't know.
And so for me, that was like, okay, they're just trying to bond over anything. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we're young and they're old. Let's be best friends. Great. But in this episode, we actually saw a lot of cases where Peter and I think Liz more so were talking uh like like Liz had a confession where she's like, we need to keep things really simple for Joe and Debbie, and we just don't complicate it so they know exactly what's happening. Keep it very simple for them. I'm just like, this is the brains tribe. They're not stupid people, and you just assuming that they're stupid. Really, it played into the boot episode great because
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? But I just felt like they're actually assuming that they don't know what's going on just because they're older.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think Joe really knows what's going on. But Debbie totally does. I don't think that's an
He's doing
ageism
his
thing.
ab
I
crunches,
just,
man.
yeah, he's working out like that. I just think he has no idea what he's doing out there. Like you're barely eating, you're doing nothing, and then you're working it. Like you're just, he's got no idea what's going on out there. But that's fine.
Mhm.
He's not Rudy. I was hoping he'd be like Rudy. Not the homophobic side of Ruby, just being kind of a character and polarizing and stuff. But he's just there,
Yeah.
working out, being an FBI agent. That
That's
was
good.
it. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? I thought,
I didn't really. I was kind of just wondering what you thought about it. Yeah.
yeah, I
All
thought,
reasonable stuff.
yeah, it's kind of stupid to think. I think if you're on Survive, you have to assume that people kind of know what's going on a little bit and don't just assume that, oh, they're old, they don't know anything. I'll just spell it out really simple for them. And then Debbie's actually the one doing all the work behind the scenes, which worked great.
Okay. I'm gonna lob you some slow balls here. Think you're gonna knock them out of the park.
I'm ready.
Um,
I'm ready. Let's
Most
go.
valuable castaway.
Debbie. I think it has to be Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Least valuable castaway.
Easiest one, even easier than Jennifer last week. This has to
Yeah.
be Peter.
Yeah.
Has to be Peter. Liz, her pain is over. I think she was not great, but Peter is by far the worst castaway out there that episode,
Oh,
and he's
that was
still
rough.
in the game.
Yeah.
Ah, I kind of hope he goes home next.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think they can win. I think they can still win challenges. So
definitely. Yeah, they're still up
it's
against
not.
Blondie. Like, you know. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. That was
I
easy.
think
You
we're done.
agree? You agree with those
Yeah.
picks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those you made the homers.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's all I do. It's just crank homers. Home runs. All right. Well, we already talked about what's coming up next time.
Yeah.
It's the big medevac.
Horrible injuries.
Yep.
Gruesome.
It's going to be gruesome. They're going to call in
Keep your barf
helicopters,
bags ready.
and yep. Yeah. All right. So are we locking in a pick for the medevac? You think it's going to be Caleb?
I think it's gonna be Caleb. But I mean that's only based on the fact that he's white and Ty seems to be fond of him.
He does seem very fond of Caleb. Yeah. I think Ty might just break down and cry if anybody is medevaced.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, but I have nothing else to go on, so I'm just
Sure.
gonna stick with
All right.
Caleb.
Yeah. Well, I think it is narrowed down to Neil, Nick, or Caleb, just based on the shots of the injured person in question that we saw. So Caleb's a totally fine pick. 33%. Playing the odds. All right. That's a good call. More poker puns. All right. I'm done. That's it. I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I think it was a good episode.
Another fantastic episode.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? This is I'm gonna keep going here. The show's never gonna end. What are your thoughts
Yep,
on the
that's it.
season so far? We're 3 episodes in. We've had kind of two train wreck episodes where people just blow up their own games, sort of. More in confessional, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's very indicative of how the season is gonna be. It's gonna take a long time to really weed out the people who have no idea what they're doing until we get down to a core of A, people who do know what they're doing, and B, people who are being dragged along as goats.
Right.
And that won't really be distilled into those two groups until you get to like final seven, I guess.
Yeah.
Take a long way to go.
Yes. I think my prediction of Neil going out in like final 6-7 is gonna be really good
Yeah,
because
probably.
like he's good at the he seems to be good at the game. He knows enough not to get himself kicked off first on his tribe. And he's gonna be a threat, and Jason Fett's gonna kick him off with his idol.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah.
But brains, no one has even looked. No one's thought about idols.
Yeah.
Well, they thought about it. They've thought about it, but they haven't looked.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's very weird. We might see that next episode. We
Hopefully.
might not. I don't know. Who do you think's gonna be the person to go after it if somebody does?
Hmm. Pete.
Yeah.
He knows his back is against the wall, so now's the time for him.
Yeah. He definitely needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he should. I don't know if he will, but he should.
All right. I agree with you. I think it's a good call. And I think we nailed this episode.
We did.
Bam. That's 3 for 3. We're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be picked
You're
up on
welcome.
television soon because the viewership is crazy.
Staggering.
All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yep. That's going to
And
do it
we
for
will
us.
see you in a week.
Yes. Follow us on Twitter, tweet at us, let us know who are the MVC and LVCs of this episode. Twitters will be in the description below. Hit the buttons that make the numbers go up below the video as well. and we'll see you next week.